Hey everybody, I'm Duran and welcome back to another Straight Talk video. If you've never seen any of my videos before, just so you know, they're completely unscripted. I've got no idea what I'm going to say from moment to moment. And before we get into today's video, I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but there's a massive rain and windstorm happening here in New York. It's January 9th, just in case you decide to look it up. But it's rattling my doors and my windows and the rain is pounding. If there's a lot of background noise, I'll try to edit it out, but sorry up front. Anyways, so for today's video, I want to do another response video, but it's different than the last two. So in the last two videos, I responded to body positivity and fat acceptance individuals from TikTok. In today's video, I'm going to respond to a video of mine from exactly 1 year ago. So 1 year ago today, on January 9th of 2023, I did a video in Times Square here in New York. And in this video, I talked about New Year's resolutions. And this is the actual day I decided I was going to start working on myself. And you'll see what I looked like a year ago. And you'll see what I look like, obviously, now. And that is the day I decided I was going to get healthy. And how I was going to do it is something I mentioned in the video, which is goals. And we'll talk more about that in a second. So I'm going to play this video just like I did the other ones. It's a total of 1 minute and 40 seconds, so it's not going to be a long video today. But I want to stop and I'll respond to my own comments. I watched through it once already on Facebook. Facebook actually sent this to me and said, hey, a year ago today, or on this day, I think it was what they said. And I love the video so much, I want to do a response to it. Obviously, my entire life has changed, mentally, physically, emotionally. Let's stop wasting time and get right into it. Hey everybody, I'm D. Shen and welcome to my life. Okay, so first thing is, my name's Duran. I said D. Shen here. Let me just explain that. I lived in China for a majority of my life, and my Chinese name is Di Shen. For those that are Chinese, it's Di 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 Di, Da Shen Da Shen, Di Shen. Which means little brother mountain. So anyways, I used to use my Chinese name for all my videos. So New Year resolutions. So many of us make them. Every year, millions of people make New Year's resolutions, pledging to make positive changes in their lives. Okay, just so you know, the reason why I'm looking down, I'm sure you can figure it out by now, and it's a little bit awkward, is this is scripted. So I actually wrote this script and I rewrote it several times. And this is before work. So I'm downstairs in Times Square early in the morning. There's a lot of noise in the background. And I hadn't really come to feel comfortable doing these videos in the US out in public. Now, I've done these videos for years in China. I hadn't done these videos often in America outside, like in my house mostly. So you'll see a little bit of awkwardness there. Sorry about that. But for many of those resolutions don't last past the first few weeks of January. So what about the people who are actually keeping their resolutions? So that's true. A lot of us actually use New Year's to make the New Year's resolutions. And most of us screw up within the first few hours, if not the first few days. So for me, one of the biggest things was this was actually a New Year's resolution, getting healthy. By the way, if I didn't mention it yet, look at me there. Look at me now. New Year's resolutions can work, but you don't need New Year's to make a resolution. You can change your life anytime. Right now, today is a great day to start. And you can do it. I did. Who are they? And what sets them apart from the rest? According to research, the people who are most successful at sticking to their resolutions are those who make specific achievable goals rather than vague resolutions like lose weight or save money. Okay, so this I want to touch on. Absolutely true. Was true. Was correct. Yeah, there you go. So, I made many resolutions throughout my life. I was going to lose weight. I never made achievable goals. I never made a plan. Those are things that you really need to do in order to achieve any kind of resolution or any kind of hopeful goal, right? You have to have a clear goal with milestones. I'm sorry, you have to have a clear goal and set a plan with milestones. So it has to also be achievable. I had a resolution of losing weight and actually losing at least 100 pounds in a year. I did it. I well surpassed it, actually. But how I did it is I set up a plan. I said, okay, this is what I have to do. This is where I am. This is where I want to go. And this is what I have to do along the way. And there were clear markers along the way of where I had to be. And I worked hard to get to that. For instance, when I started to exercise, I started with YouTube videos, HIIT Fitness, low impact, beginners. I was doing 5 minutes. 5 minutes a day. That's all I needed. It started the process. And eventually those 5 turned into 10, turned into 15, turned into 20, 30s, and so on. 45 minutes and whatnot. So that's what you need to do. You got to set those milestones. If you don't, you're just out there paddling in the middle of the ocean with no direction. You have no clear idea of how to get where you want to go. You're like a drowning man in the middle of the ocean trying to get to land, paddling in any direction, and you're not really making progress because you have no idea where you got to go, like where the land is, right? I hope that made sense, as much sense in my head as it did coming out. Anyways. They also tend to have a strong support system, whether that's a spouse, a friend, or a professional coach. Very true. Support system is a big thing. Now, in these days, I was with my ex, and she was supportive, sort of. But my true support system, actually, it was about 2 months after this that she left me. About 2 months? I think it was 2 months or 3 months after this. She wanted to believe in me. But that actually helped a lot. But my big support system came from certain colleagues, which were amazing. They were extremely supportive and helped me, like, cheer me on. Some really good friends and my sister, family. You need that support system because when you start to feel like I'm not making progress, I'm kind of plateauing, I can't keep moving forward, it's them who's going to make things better. Them who's going to like make you feel better so you can keep moving. Very important to have a support system. And if you don't have one, give me a shout. These successful resolution keepers also tend to be realistic about their challenges they may be facing, and they plan ahead for setbacks. Instead of beating themselves up over slip-ups, they recognize the setbacks are normal. Okay, that's true. Setbacks are normal. Now, I've been very lucky that over this last year, as I've been doing this progress, I haven't really had slip-ups. Now, something actually I do want to touch on, and it kind of connects, is quite often people ask me, do I have cheats? Now, when they say cheats, like, do you eat cakes or cookies or things you shouldn't eat while you're on a diet? My response is, I don't have cheats. There are no such thing as a cheat. People who live every day don't have cheats. They just have their lives. They live their lives. People eat bad things. They'll go to McDonald's. They'll go eat candies. They'll eat ice cream, whatever. But the difference is people who are obese will eat that stuff and just live their normal life, continue being lazy in many cases. And yeah, I can say that. I was, right? I was extremely lazy. And I know how it is for people who are obese. But people who are normal, I don't know why I'm quoting that, they are normal, they're healthy, they're fit. They eat those things, but then they exercise or they walk more. They're more active is the key. They're not sitting on their ass all day, every day, not burning those calories. So yeah, they may eat an ice cream or sundae or brownie or cake or whatever, but they're not eating it every day. They're not eating it as every meal. They're not gouging on it. They're not eating like a whole bucket of ice cream in one sitting. And yes, some do. But in general, even if they do, they burn it off. They have ways to burn it off in their daily life. So I don't have cheats. I live my life. Now, for most of the time as I started losing weight, I did not eat well, really anything bad. Now, I just drink water, first off. I don't drink sodas. I haven't had sodas in 8, 9 years, whatever it's been. 8 years, 9 years, something like that. As far as like juice, I used to drink juice. I don't drink juice anymore. It's just same as soda. It's just sugar bullshit. Yeah, so for most of the time I didn't eat anything bad. But over the last few months, actually during New Year's and the winter holiday when I was with my family, my sister made some homemade burritos, quesadillas with this guacamole and this cheese dip and everything. I enjoyed myself. When I was with my daughter recently, we had some what's it called? Peanut butter. We went to this small out of the way diner in Florida. It was like off the beaten path, mom pa owned type of place, and you felt it. I mean, they had the gators and frog legs and all that, and they had some homemade pies. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy this. So we got some peanut butter and chocolate pies. Peanut butter chocolate pie, something like that. And it was homemade. It was absolutely rich, absolutely delicious. I actually only had a couple forkfuls, and I really didn't want anything more. It was just too sweet, but I enjoyed it. And you know what? It wasn't a cheat. It was just living life, because that day I was just making sure I was more active so I could burn those calories, because I knew what I took in. I knew what I had to get out. All right, let's finish up this video. And they're part of the process, and they just keep moving forward. So if you want to join the ranks of the resolution keeping elite, try setting specific, achievable goals. Enlist your friends and your loved ones to help you and plan ahead. With a little determination and a lot of preservation, you can make this year's resolutions a good one. Now, how about you? Let me know in the comments below if you're one of the millions that made a New Year's resolution. If so, what was your resolution? And are you still on track for them? Or are you already lost? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, much love. Stay foxy. All right, so I was right in what I said there. You got to make the goals. You got to stay dedicated. That last thing, much love, stay foxy, used to be my sign-off line in China. It's a long story how it came about. Now I've evolved to the point where my new sign-off line is, may your best of today be your worst of tomorrow. Anyways, so as he said, I'm going to say the same thing as he said, as I said. Let me know about your resolutions. Did you make a New Year's resolution? Have you broken it? Are you still on track? Do you need support? Do you have any thoughts? Do you think I'm full of shit? Or do you think, I'm speaking the truth? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, hit the like, make sure you share, subscribe, all that other good stuff. And until next time, may your best of today be your worst of tomorrow. Take care, guys.